Hello! Today we are talking about the Iron Neck 3.0 Pro. So this is the version that has the friction wheel. I don't know, Ma, if you can come in and show a close-up of the friction wheel. But yeah, the friction wheel is what allows you to adjust the resistance and a rotational direction. So this is the highest end version. This review is for people who are not necessarily interested in neck hypertrophy, which is the growing of the actual neck muscles, but rather for people who want to heal or prevent neck injury and increase neck mobility. All great things, right? These are the reasons why I personally bought them, so that's what I'm most prepared to share with you. And the reason why is because I played ice hockey when I was a kid, and I got checked from behind and actually hit my head into the boards. And this was when I was about 12. The incident resulted in permanent neck injury and chronic neck and back pain that I still struggle with over 20 years. Yeah, it's been over 20 years. This is still a perennial problem for me. When I found the Iron Neck, I knew, okay, this could work for me, and it took me about 6 months to actually decide to buy it because, you know, it's a pretty extensive purchase. This thing is freaking expensive. I'm always trying to find ways that I can improve this chronic pain that I live with, so it seemed like it was worth exploring. And with this injury, part of the reason why I have this pain is that I lost 80% of the natural curve in my neck, which means that my spine lacks the ability to absorb impact like most people. So the spine is curved and operates like a shock absorber, and because I lost that natural curve in the upper part of my neck, it means that my neck doesn't have that same shock absorption. Instead, what happens when I have impact, whether that's in martial arts or other experiences, the energy then gets stored in my body and creates increased pain and tension. As a martial artist, I'm often finding myself in more pain than I'd like. It impacts my sleep and my ability to perform certain lifts like overhead press because of this neck pain. I've tried chiropractors, acupuncture, yoga, and more. Some of these things have momentarily improved pain, but still I'm still in chronic pain. I've learned to live with it. I bought the Iron Neck in hopes that I could lessen my immediate pain and increase my neck mobility so that hopefully I can reduce some of this chronic pain. So maybe there's a life on the other side of pain, who knows? And maybe the Iron Neck is the gateway to get there. I'm not gonna lie, I was extremely skeptical when I saw some of the marketing claims for the Iron Neck. When you've lived with chronic pain for as long as I have, you learn to not believe people when they say they have a solution to your pain. It's like, really? Well, prove it to me, prove it. And when doing research on the Iron Neck, most of the reviews I could find focused on neck hypertrophy and injury prevention in high impact sports. And I don't want a big neck. I'm not trying to grow my neck. I like my neck as it is, besides the pain. I just want less pain and more mobility. I had a hard time finding someone who used the Iron Neck for these use cases. And the marketing materials and promo videos advertised the benefits, but I couldn't find real people who actually saw those benefits post-injury like myself. So I thought maybe it'd be useful to share my experience as someone who's unaffiliated with Iron Neck. I bought this with I bought this expensive, weird looking device with my cold hard cash. And Iron Neck has no idea that I'm even making this. So hopefully my story can help you decide if this purchase is worth adding to your arsenal. Your mileage may vary, but I hope you find this helpful. So the Iron Neck comes with a couple of different things, and I'll show you in a moment, but for the front pad, you have some options. So there's 3 different thicknesses. This is the thinnest. This is the default one, and then this is the thickest one. So So I am going to use this thick one because I've got a small head and it's super easy. It just Velcros right in there. And yeah, let's take this off. So, right, yeah, this is the front. It's really tight fit now. Oh, loosen that up a little bit. Wow, okay. Because the other one I had to use the pump quite a lot. There's a, can you see the pump, Ma? So there's a pump on the side here that you can pump up this back part to get a tight fit, and then this to release it. So, but with this one, I don't need to pump it up nearly as much as the standard one, which I really like. This creates a tighter fit on my head. It feels good. And then you've got this Velcro on the top to kind of add a little bit extra security. You don't really need the chin strap, I don't think. Like, I've used it without it and it's been fine, but just for posterity, we'll show you what it looks like. And then there's a bunch of different ways that you can attach these and different band strengths you can use. You could just use bands if you already have them. You don't have to buy more iron neck bands, but this is the one it came with. This is the one we're using. It's worked out really well for me so far. I haven't bought any other bands from them. Who knows? Maybe I'll review those if you want me to. So drop in the comments if you want to see other bands used. So let's come over here, Mom. We're gonna hook it up to this guy. And then why don't you come from the side so they can see the movement? One side or the other, yeah. So what I usually start with when I do this is I like to turn the resistance down a little bit and then do some neck tucks. This is so helpful to me. It's like an assisted stretch. Ultimately, I'd say for most people who don't have a pre-existing injury, you can probably buy a previous model or even a lower end version of the V3 Pro. Like they have, I think they have like a V2 that still has the friction dial. I'll post that here now. But given my neck issues, I really wanted to make sure that I had the version with the most flexibility. I was afraid that if I went with a lower version that I might need a different resistance level and really regret not spending the extra money to get this adjustable resistance wheel. The lower end models have a fixed tension, so I was like, okay, if I get the fixed tension and I really actually need more or less resistance, I'm gonna be upset with myself because I can't do what I need to do to help heal my injury. And my neck is, to be honest, my neck is not currently strong enough to use the higher end of the resistance wheel, but I'm grateful for the ability to adjust so I can lower the resistance so I can work on healing. And actually just last night in martial arts practice, I took a weird fall and I actually braced instead of relaxing into the fall, which meant my spine absorbed the impact even more of the fall. And today my neck feels tight and sore and I've actually got a low level headache. So after working with the Iron Neck Pro for less than 5 minutes, my neck feels looser and the pain has subsided slightly. The slight resistance from the device seems to help my neck release tension. I'm very, very pleased. So far I've used the Iron Neck when pain gets to a level that I can no longer ignore it. With chronic pain, there's always a base level of pain that I just tune out with my brain, and I am committed to build the Iron Neck into my routine to see what happens when I use it as regular practice. Will my base level of pain subside? Will my neck get stronger and more mobile? Will the Iron Neck live up to its promises, essentially? That's what I'm, searching to find out. And so far it has. I've noticed a huge difference in my neck pain in the last several months of using the Iron Neck. It has substantially helped with acute pain, and I can safely say that this Iron Neck Pro was not a luxurious mistake. So shoot me your questions in the comments below. Do you have questions about potentially purchasing it? Do you have questions about how to use it? How are you liking it so far? Anyway, with that, we'll call it a day. What else should I say?
I messed up.
What did you mess up?
I don't know, towards the end. The camera went up like this. I'm going like, no, I want you going up like this. And I'm going like, no, stop. I want you going back down. And it's like, I don't know what I recorded a while. All of a sudden, the camera went like,
Are you struggling?
It'll be pink in the mirror.
Made some crazy purchases for all kinds of purposes. We're a mother and a daughter with a lot to say.
And that's
Now
it.
don't
This
you make
funky
the same
device
mistake.